Something that I was noticing basically last night. So I was thinking about the whole when Jesus died. And I made a video on it some time ago. But now that it's Holy Week and the passing of Jesus, the last meal, resurrection, all these religious traditions and ceremonies and holidays that have developed, just like going to church on Sunday. That's just a tradition that was started sometime around the second century, as near as we can tell. It's not a directive, and none of these other things are directives by Christ as well. But this is especially for the preterists. You believe the kingdom of God came, and the New Jerusalem came, and it's spiritual, and all these things happened. How come you don't have a holiday for it? And I kind of figured they would, if they really thought it happened. I mean, the, how was it termed? I'm paraphrasing here, but the celebration of the wedding, referred to Revelation, where Jesus' bride, the wedding feast. A lot of people think that hasn't happened yet. The preterists do. According to the language, appears to me that it has already happened. I'm just wondering why there's no holidays to celebrate all these things. There's only a holiday to celebrate, what Jesus did, basically his resurrection. I think is the main emphasis of what's happening at Easter is his actual resurrection, proof that he rose, he died and he rose just like he said he would, and that's the big thing. But in 70, Titus marched on Jerusalem, surrounded the city, and sacked it. I think by August, September, it was completely destroyed. And I think that's 5.5 months. People put things into that as well, which would fit. It would work, the 5.5 months, but of Revelation. But apparently, this is not exact because I can't find an exact answer, but after everyone had traveled to Jerusalem for the Holy Week, the Roman army came in behind them, basically. So when everyone was in the city there for Holy Week, all those people, they surrounded the city. And this would have happened, chronologically, exactly around the same time Jesus was arrested. And I thought that was kind of odd. And I can't really prove it, but Jesus, if you take all three Gospels and put them together, he died on a Wednesday. So they went up to the upper room on a Tuesday, night fell, which basically at sundown, right, back then. Sundown, that was the beginning of the Holy Week. You could still have leavened bread. And he had the meal, he was arrested, imprisoned, tried, basically, interrogated, tried, beaten, convicted, crucified, died, and put into a tomb, according to what it says, before sundown on Wednesday. Thursday right at sundown, that would have been the start of a brand new day, which would have been a Thursday. For 24 hours, there was a Sabbath, a high day Sabbath. He was in the tomb. Even James Tabor will not respond to my requests as to why, and I've asked him this for years, why he thinks the Sabbath was back to back, given the language. Because most people celebrate a Thursday. He was crucified on Thursday. That's when the sheep were being murdered or slaughtered and all that. So, no point there. I'm not a vegetarian or anything, but and then you have Friday, which is the regular preparation day for the regular Sabbath. And then about 8 hours after the end of that Sabbath. So you figure Sabbath, the sun goes down on Saturday, boom, it's Sunday now. And between that time and sunrise, around sunrise on Sunday, that's when all these events that are being depicted at the end of the chapters, towards the end of the chapters of the Synoptic Gospels, Mary talking to Jesus, them coming in the tomb and finding it empty, etc., etc., etc. But it's funny that this attack happened at what appears to be at the exact same time Jesus was arrested, tried, convicted, and crucified. And on that exact same day, this is a hypothesis, but think about this. That exact same day, the Roman army came marching in, surrounded the city with intent to destroy it. And it's just kind of funny that, again, the preterists, there's no holidays at all to celebrate not necessarily the death and destruction of Jerusalem, but the coming of the kingdom of God, because we don't really know exactly what day that happened. But we don't exactly know what day Jesus was born on either, but we celebrate it on Christmas. But the die was cast all at the same time. So give or take, I don't know, a second, an hour, a day. A lot of this stuff seems within a 24-hour period, like Matthew 24. They ran away, all this kind of stuff. So it's just kind of funny that I don't think anyone really realizes that this army came in, and maybe there is someone. I really don't know. I don't read or concentrate on other religions or preterists. I really don't know what they say, but I've never heard it before, and I've definitely never heard of a religion that celebrates the fact that the kingdom of God is here now, the fact that the New Jerusalem is here now. And no offense to Jesus, but I think that, especially for us, because all of this is for us, honestly speaking, and selfishly, I don't think Jesus really died for the new covenant people, but he definitely died for the old covenant people so they could be a part of it. All these things were great for us at his expense, and it ushered in the new covenant, the New Jerusalem, and the kingdom of God. And no one gives him credit. It's almost like no one gives him credit for that. Everyone's still expecting it to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, but it did. So no celebrations, no thanks for that. Everyone's expecting it in the future. So it's something to think about. Oh, this dumb thing, come on. I don't know what it's doing.